What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a long time coming. I'm so excited that you're here. Welcome back if you've been here before. If it's your first time, what's up? What it do? My name is Sm0ke-Free and I have a missing nail. Let's just get that out the way first and foremost. So I know it's going to be distracting because I talk with my hands. Yeah, I'm missing a nail. Secondly, as you all can already see by the title, today we are going to be talking about my
3-year smoke-free anniversary.
Do you know what today is? It's my 3-year smoke-free anniversary. Hey. Yeah, it's something to celebrate, you guys, because your girl was hooked, okay? So I just really want to share my experience on what it's been like to be completely sober as far as marijuana goes, because that's what we're talking about here. And just kind of let you guys see the fruitfulness that exists outside of being a pothead. Let's call a spade, right? Your girl smoked for about 10 years, give or take, before I stopped. And yeah, I started like early teenhood until mid-adulthood, mid-20s. So yeah, that's just a reference point to let you know if you've been on marijuana for a while, you can stop and you can have a great life once you stop. All right, you guys, so I've gone ahead and broken this thing down into 3 stages. I got 3 years of experience for you. So the first stage, which is 0 months to a year, is going to be the withdrawal stage, okay? So in this stage, you guys, you're just really gonna be learning how to live sober. I was learning how to live sober. I was learning how to wake up and function without smoking. I was learning how to regain an appetite without smoking. During the first year, I went through a lot of weight changes, let me tell you, even though you can't tell now, because you know I'm a little thickums. When I first stopped smoking, I couldn't eat. I had 0 appetite, because if you're a long-term smoker, you know that your appetite is typically triggered by smoking, right? So without that triggering factor, I did not eat. I would go days I just wasn't hungry, you know. And of course I had to develop an eating plan because I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna wither away and die if I don't eat. So I started incorporating a diet plan. I probably did it a little bit too much because I've gained all the weight back that I lost and then some. But I would much rather be healthy and thick than slim, addicted to the stick, so to speak. So you're definitely gonna be learning how to eat again. And there is an anger and rage stage that I can attest to. Everything's gonna be teeing you off, like, because you're used to having that blunt, right? Like if your boss makes you mad or your girlfriend or boyfriend's tripping or whatever's going on, you're used to just running to your little escape stick, right? Well, take that out, take the pot, the marijuana out, and you're gonna be an angry mess, an emotional wreck. And yeah, you're just gonna have a lot of emotions to sift through. Year 1, I can say the only emotions that I was able to actively express were extreme anger or extreme like manic happiness. Like there was no in between. And that's, like I said, just because I was used to suppressing all of my emotions with marijuana. You're gonna have to learn how to re-regulate your emotions because they're numb. When you're high, you're numb. Let's be real. You don't care about anything going on around you, which seems great, but once you're coming out of it, you realize how much life you've missed out on because you weren't actively present, like emotionally there. So yeah. All right, you guys, stage number 2. Stop looking at my nail. Stage number 2, you guys, is going to be body versus mind. Okay, so this happens at about a year to 2 years. And body versus mind is really what's going on. At this point, you're very used to not smoking because you know you've been a year or so without it, but your mind is going to want to keep taking you back to that. You'll still have a very strong urge to pick up the blunt when people are ticking you off, or you know, after you had a long stressful day, you're going to want to go back to that, right? At this stage, I can say your body actually begins to reap the benefits of quitting smoking. You no longer have the smoker's cough. If you have acquired a smoker's cough from smoking some very toxic, what you call them? What do you roll up in? What's the ghetto? Swishers. Okay.
Yeah, so I know
A lot of people develop like lung issues and stuff because of the swishers, sweets, and whatever else. I know I had a boatload of lung issues, which we'll get into part 2, part 3. But yeah, your body's gonna begin to reap the benefits. You can breathe clear as day. You can get back in the gym. Even though I was slim while I smoked, your girl was very out of shape because like I had no endurance or stamina. My respiratory system was a mess. My lungs were a mess. Everything was a mess. So about year to 1 to 2, you're gonna be able to breathe better, work out, take a drug test at a job or something without being scared out of your mind. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna begin to reap the benefits physically of not smoking anymore. I say body versus mind, because even though your body's gonna be feeling good, your mind is still gonna have this struggle, you know, of wanting you to go back. But a benefit of this point is you've been doing it so long without it that you'll feel guilty. I guarantee you'll feel guilty at this stage if you smoke again. Like, let's say you've been a year and a half without it and you pick it up. Oh Lordy, you're gonna feel so bad. I know this personally because I tried it, you know, but you know, God convicted me. So he just wouldn't let me. I stopped cold turkey and I never went back. Again, stay tuned for that story because it's crazy. Okay. Basically, the longer you go without it, the longer you can stay without it. You know what I'm saying? So you build up your stamina. Last but certainly not least, you guys, is the 3rd stage where I'm at currently. It's called New Life Who This. New Life Who This. Okay, because that's exactly what it is. New Life Who This. I'm no longer dependent on a substance to wake up, to move, to work, to move, to do anything, to eat, to live, to socialize, to communicate. I'm not dependent on weed. So it's a new life. Like, sober life is lit. I can finish my senses. I can remember what I was thinking about. I can remember what I was doing. So yeah, new life who this. I no longer have the cravings, period, point blank at all. Like, I don't crave it in my heart, in my mind, my body, my soul, my spirit. I'm free. Can I get an amen? I don't crave it at all. My body doesn't crave it. If I walk by it and I smell it by somebody, I'd be like, you know, I've been there before. Cool. I'm not going back, you know. I no longer I no longer desire to be around that environment. I have a full range of emotions that I can fully express now, which, like, if you remember, I said when I first stopped, all I had was extreme anger and rage or like manic happiness. Now I have a full range of emotions, which is excellent. I have a full life. I have, hey, girlfriend got it going on. And I wouldn't be your friend. Like, you can't say I love you unless I share this with you, right? I'm gonna share some long-term effects of what happened when I quit smoking, right? Stuff I noticed that other people may not admit because everybody's so pro weed these days. But for starters, I can definitely say that unfortunately, marijuana, especially long-term, does affect your brain and your cognitive ability, mainly your memory. Okay, so not only when you smoke do you experience lapses in memory, but here I am 3 years after, and there's just dips and valleys and blanks in my life that I can't recall that I should be able to. Okay, I'm in my 20s, right? I can't remember any of my high school teachers' names, any of my middle school teachers' names. You know, if I went to see a movie with somebody a couple years ago, I can't really remember, you know, so there's just like little blanks in my memory that I can't recall, you know, just didn't happen in my eyes. But of course we serve a gracious God, right? So over time I'm seeing my memories come back, but it's gonna take years, prayer, and God to get it right, because yeah, my memory is not what it should be, and I can 100% attribute it to weed. Another thing to look out for is, like I said a little bit earlier, I briefly touched on it, but the numbness. and the emotional irregulation. It may not seem that big right now, but once you stop smoking, if you ever decide to, which I hope you do, you're gonna quickly realize that you've kind of lost your ability to control your emotions. You'll have to now take responsibility when you get angry or a situation's not going your way. Like, you can't just run to the blunt and allow the blunt to be your answer to your problems. I think for a long time after I stopped smoking, I was just like emotionally numb, because my brain was so used to tapping out during like 60% of my day that it just naturally did that. And because of that, it just took a long time to repair, or intentionally work on being present when I'm speaking to folk or dealing with situations. I had to do a lot of damage control with relationships and friendships. And just know that I honestly feel that weed can rob you of being present. Weed can rob you of emotional maturity, because you're just relying on a substance versus your own brain to get through stuff. But yeah, so this is kind of where I'm at right now. Again, this is part 1 of 3. So if you all enjoy this video, please let me know. Comment down below if you relate. If you're trying to get off that green, hit your girl up, and I'll be on the scene to help you. Part 2 is going to be effective methods on how to stop smoking. So these are things that I did to help me stop smoking, because you're gonna need help, point blank, right? So look out for that really soon. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you have not already done so, go ahead and click that subscribe button. It should be somewhere around here, and I will see you again in the next installment. Peace.